many of you have experienced the death of a special person in your life? Maybe a parent, a sibling, a grandparent, or a friend. Were you younger than 25 when this death occurred? Were you younger than 18? Who did you talk to? Did you feel alone, out of place? Did you hear people say things like, oh, he's a kid, he's resilient, he'll be okay? Or did they tell you that you were the man of the house and that now you had to take care of everybody since your dad is gone? Did you go to the funeral? Did adults whisper around you? And were you able to talk about it at all? In the US, 1 in 11 children have lost a parent or a sibling before the age of 18. That's 6.4 million kids. By age 18, that number more than doubles. And keep in mind, this does not include other deaths, like grandparents or guardians or friends. Birth and death are familiar passages. Talking about life is easy. We know the script. But talking about death is not. Death is inevitable, and yet we often have no template for what to say when someone dies. When someone is born, we ask questions like, oh, what's their name? How big are they? How is mom and baby doing? But when someone dies, we have no idea what to say. I think of death in two categories. The first is the age-appropriate and expected death. My mom died when she was 84 and had been ill. I was 54, and my mom had been with me my whole life. Because of her age, her death followed life's normal course. It was very difficult and hard and sad. It still is. And I miss her very much. But I could move on with my life. I could move forward with my life. And then there's the out-of-order death. Our daughter Anya died when she was 8 years old. And I was not supposed to outlive my child. It is unnatural and absolutely unimaginable. It tore my heart out. It crushed my soul. I have never known such agonizing pain that to this day takes my breath away when I think about it. Life as I knew it had stopped. I was an adult trying to cope, and it felt impossible. An adult can sit in pain, fear, and vulnerability. Maybe not well sometimes, but they do, and they understand that they have to in order to survive. Your life is completely upended because your person is dead, and it feels too much to comprehend. Now imagine you're a child. You don't have the full developmental ability to understand what that means. You have no frame of reference for what you're experiencing or the ability to make any sense of it. You don't realize in that moment, everything has changed and nothing will ever be the same, including yourself. You have been stripped of all that you thought was protecting you. It is fear. It is gripping and terrifying and immobilizing. Who will tie my shoes? Who will ride bikes with me? Who will give me romance advice? Who will walk me down the aisle someday? It's the longevity when you're a child. When you're 6 and you lose a parent, you have to live your whole life now without them. The death of an important person is traumatic. Our daughter Bella was almost 6 years old when her big sister died. She went to bed that night expecting her sister to wake up in the bunk above her. But when she woke up the next morning, her sister was gone and was not coming back. Shock, fear, disbelief. At 6 years old, Bella was forced to try and understand something that adults can't even process. Your body reacts instinctively when fear occurs, and the part of the brain that takes over is the amygdala. Your amygdala instantly puts you into fight, flight, or freeze mode. You know that feeling when you avoid a car accident? You slam on the brakes, your heart might race, you feel a bit panicky, you might even yell. It takes you off guard and it scares you. That is your amygdala at work. It is your fear regulator. And as the fear subsides, the amygdala will return to its normal state. But for many who have experienced trauma, the amygdala does not return to that state. It remains at that heightened trauma level. Everything that comes at you feels like a Mack truck ready to smash you. Your adrenaline rushes, your heart races, you feel sick to your stomach, and you panic. Should I run? Should I fight? Should I freeze? This occurs almost every time a situation arises, whether it's good or bad. Your body no longer understands the normal, healthy, necessary level of fear required to keep you safe. What does this look like if you're a child? Well, it looks like maybe you're misbehaving. You can't sit still. You're unemotional. You won't cry. Maybe you want to run, but you don't. Maybe you're acting out, causing disruption. You want to be seen, and you want to scream inside. What does it feel like? For many, there is the loneliness, the feeling that you have no one in the world who understands you, or who will protect you, and who will love you. It might be that no one is talking to you about what happened, or perhaps service arrangements are being made and you aren't included. It might be that you are surrounded by your classmates whose lives all appear normal and they don't understand what happened to you. What does a grieving child think? If I had been a better child, this wouldn't have happened. Or I have to take care of my mother or my brother or my sister. I have to be perfect so that I don't upset anyone. You are a child taking on a lot of responsibility and very adult emotions. These kids are in our families, our classrooms, and our neighborhoods. What do we do with the dark and lonely feelings? What do we do with the aching longing for our person? How do we live without them? Kids think they're the only one who feels this way because no one talks about death. The death of an important person is an adverse childhood experience, a traumatic event that can negatively impact physical and mental well-being, potentially leading to poorer outcomes in life, such as addiction, criminal activity, sexual exploitation, obesity, suicide, and more. But this doesn't have to be the case, nor is it for all. Statistics show that with support, a grieving child has a better chance of mitigating these risks. and that being with others who have shared experiences fosters long-term emotional well-being. In my family, we saw firsthand the impact Anya's death had on Bella. 2 years after Anya died, Bella came home from school and told us how she didn't fit in, how people didn't understand how she felt, and that she felt alone. My husband David and I were both heartbroken to hear that. And yet at the same time, we were so grateful that she had the courage to share it. Bella needed to know there were other kids who understood what she knew, that people died and it's horrible. She needed to be validated that her feelings were real, that she was not alone. Where were these other kids, and how can we connect them? Eventually, because of our own personal experience with adult peer-to-peer support and through research about other centers across the country, we turned our heartache into an organization providing services and resources for grieving children and families who have suffered the death of an important person. We wanted to honor Anya, and we wanted to bring light and hope back to Bella. So we started Friends of Anya, a center for grieving children and families, where we talk about death and we talk about their person. We learn that we have to get into the hard stuff in order to get out of it. And that means we come together with others who have experienced death, and we identify with one another. We do not compare, we identify. How our persons died is not our bond. How we feel is. And the loneliness and the sadness ease when a grieving child recognizes that they are not alone. We are companions in grief, and we can't do it in isolation. I'm sitting in a group of 6 kids, all 7, 8, and 9-year-olds. We're sitting around a low coffee table that's covered in scrap paper and googly eyes and markers and glue and empty cans. Liam is a 7-year-old boy, just the sweetest little boy. And he's often unable to sit still. And initially, he was very quiet. The topic is about all the worries we're having since our special person died, and we're building worry monsters, tin cans covered in paper and glue and googly eyes. The idea is that we are going to put our worries into the worry monster and let him take them away. Liam sat cross-legged on the floor next to me with his legs pulled up, and he's rocking back and forth. And he is ready to tell me his first worry, and I'm helping him by writing it down and and handing it to him. So he's sitting there quietly, thinking. His brother had died 4 months ago. I asked Liam if he had a short story to share, and he said he was worried about his mom finding a job. I wrote it down, handed him the paper, and he put it into his worry monster. Without prompting, he told the group about another worry. If mom doesn't get a job, then we won't have any money. And again, into the worry monster. Next, he was worried that if mom didn't get a job, they couldn't keep their house and they might have to move. Without hesitation, he continued, if we have to move, then I can't live in the house where my brother lived. And if I can't live where he was, I will miss him more and I might forget him. At our grief center, kids, teens, young adults, and adults come together as peers and share their experience, their strength, and their hope with one another. They breathe, they pause, they squirm, they play, they cry. They tell their story about their person, sometimes in great detail and sometimes not. And it's hard. It's really hard. Imagine you're a teenager and you're sitting in a group of your peers telling them how you feel. If you're a teenager, that's gross. You don't even want to do that. You are playing a grief version of a block stacking game that we use in our center. And on each block is an emotion. The object of the game is you pull your block out, and whatever the word is on that block, you have to share how it pertains to you and your grief. So a teen pulls a block and it says angry, and they share about their anger. They share about how they are mad as hell that this happened to them, or how angry they are that they have to live without them, or how angry they are because they left them. And you are vulnerable, and you are brave, and you are doing really hard work. And they learn skills they take with them. Simple, fundamental life skills that we hope will empower them to make better choices as they move forward in their lives. These remarkable kids come to us in their grief and move forward with hope in their hearts. They have life skills they can call on in any situation. They have trust in themselves that they will be okay, and they begin to know that they can handle what life has thrown at them. They are better equipped to live life on life's terms. And we teach them that their person goes with them. We do not have to let our person go. We can move forward with them in a new way. We talk about how they go forward with us through memories and photographs and keepsakes and symbols and music and sound and smell and cardinals and warm breezes and dragonflies. Through memories and photos and all of these beautiful things, we know that we can go forward with our person. It doesn't mean their person is in a better place or that everything happens for a reason, because that's just not what we talk about. Life will never be the same, but it can be okay. Saying nothing doesn't make it go away. Saying nothing minimizes a child's feelings and makes them feel that their person isn't important enough. Ignoring it can make it bigger. Talking and listening can make it feel less over time, and a grieving child, and gives a grieving child permission to grieve. So let's get comfortable asking questions when someone dies. What is your person's name? How old are they? When did they die? How did they die? Say the person's name. Ask them if they want to talk about their person. Ask to hear their stories and their memories. Share your memories. People want to talk. They want to tell their story, and they need us to listen. Death and grief permanently change your world, but we can navigate both with grace and grit, but most importantly, with each other. Companionship and connection allow a grieving child to develop and foster resilience for whatever lies ahead.